Hi and good morning. Such a beautiful morning this morning, and I'm walking around my property, and I just keep thinking about some of the most wonderful things that God has done. And there's a testimony behind this place. You can see the house in the background, and you can see the field next to us, massive field. It's just amazing, and so. This testimony comes from 2016, and I had waken up one morning, and I saw, just instantly as soon as I woke up, I had a vision, and I saw 7 houses. They were so colorful. Each had their own color. It reminded me of Newfoundland or Nova Scotia or something, and they were all tightly knit together, very close in proximity to each other. And in behind the houses were these 3 trees, and then behind the trees was this great big sign, like it was huge. It was massive, and of course this light was like just shining on the houses and everything. And I didn't know that we were gonna have to sell our house. Things weren't going that great, like with our business and stuff. And so, anyways, I remember my husband coming home one day, and I said, listen, if we have to sell the house, sell the house. Because he wasn't really telling me anything, but I could just see the weight on him. And when I said that to him, it was like a hot air balloon was attached to his back, and he just, went up. And he's like, oh, I didn't want to ask you. And so I remember for 3 days I had prayed, and actually more like cried, because like he would be off to work, and I'd be like, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, God's got this. And and I tried to just encourage him. And as soon as he would leave the house, as soon as the door shut behind him, I bawled my eyes out. We had lived in that house for 14 years. That was our home. And so I remember like on the 3rd day just crying out to God, and I said, Lord, you know what? I'm determined that wherever we move to, whatever our new place looks like, because we could only afford $950 a month for rent, and anything in this area for $950 was not that nice. And I said to him, I will do my best to make it into a home. And I said, but more than that, I need you to come with us. I want you to come with us, Lord. I can't live without you. Please come with us. And so then that day the Lord spoke to me. He said, pack for bigger. Because I had previously told my daughter, where we're moving to is going to be a lot smaller. Sorry about the cars going by. I said, where we're moving to, the house it's going to be smaller, because we can only afford this much, and so there's nothing around that's as big as this house for that much money. And then after I told her that, God said, when I surrendered it to him, he said, go pack for bigger. And I came home, and I said to my husband, I go, God spoke to me. He told me to pack for bigger. And he just went along with it. Yeah, okay. And I don't know how much time went by. It wasn't very long. It was like either a couple of days or within a week. And the landlord that we have now for this place, she called our house, and she said, I want to rent you my house. She had found out we were looking for a place, and she contacted us. We had never experienced that before, where somebody had called us, right? And so my husband was so confused. He's like, no, you don't understand. We're selling our house. We're not renting it out to people. And she goes, no, you don't understand. I want to rent you my house. I know you're looking for a place to rent. I want to rent you my house. And so anyways, so this is our house that we've been staying in since 2016. And guess how much the rent was? It was $950 a month. That's right. you know, and of course through the years, like, it's gone up and stuff like that, but we can afford it. Like, God has been so faithful. And the thing is that this is a stopover place. You know, he gave me the vision of those 7 houses. And after, you know, everything was going awry, and as soon as we moved in here, the Lord spoke to me. I remember so clearly. He said to me, he goes, Jackie, every day tell me that you trust me. And I'll tell you something, I was so excited that, oh my goodness, like, you know, like, I heard God's voice. I'm always excited about when I hear his voice. Like, I could hear his voice, you know, 100 times a day, and I get excited about it, like, all the time. And I was like, oh, I heard your voice, you know. And then I was like, and then I thought, uh-oh, what's going on? What's going on? And so sure enough, like, things looked bad. But I remembered what God told me, and I knew, like, he already knew what was happening. He already knew the doors that the enemy had been allowed to come in certain areas of our business and things like that. So he already knew. And, you know, I just, God is so good. You know, even when we make mistakes and stuff, he's still faithful. He's still faithful. He knows what he's doing. And, you know, people can look at our situation and say, why are you praising God? I mean, you lost your house that you lived in for 14 years, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you something. When that all happened, everywhere we turned, whenever we went on our devotional or anything like that, it constantly was about Job. And I didn't even realize that the vision that I had was 7 houses until we kept hearing about Job. And I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta go get that picture that I drew of that vision I had. And I'm like, I bet you there's 7 houses on there, because I never even paid attention. And so then I went and grabbed the picture. Sure enough, there's exactly 7 houses. You know, God is faithful. Like, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus said, I've come to give you life and life more abundantly. So, you know, yeah, we're in our, like, crossover place between, you know, living in the wilderness to the promised land. But God is so faithful. So, just remember, God is so good. You know, I didn't get that answer from him until I had humbled myself, till I had surrendered to the circumstances and just said, God, whatever happens, just please come with us. And you know what? He did, in a big way. So remember, invite him into your life. Invite him into every aspect of your life, no matter what it looks like. No matter what it looks like. And just say, God, I trust you with this. Here's my heart. I give you my heart. Hold my heart and help me. All right. God bless you. And be encouraged today.